Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Now today is the 7th installment of the Overwatch League off-season recap. There has been some changes that happened previously when well, last time we did this, and also we're gonna get right to it. I'll be also talking about some of the rumors that Halo of Thoughts have said. I think they're all the same, but we'll just recap on all of them as well. And we're also going to be talking about the Esports Shanghai Masters over Shanghai Masters Invitational 2020, which is obviously where all of the Chinese teams are competing against each other. So we will be talking about that after we're done with this. So as far as start off with the first one, obviously last time we did this, we ended off with Toby leaving the Seoul Dynasty. We don't know anything else about Toby, but we do know something about the Seoul Dynasty. And that is right here, which is next up, or first up, is Sabiobi and Anamo joining the team. Great leadership all around, and a relatively well-renowned main support player. Seoul's gonna be a very scary team, in my opinion. If they keep like getting like bits and pieces which will actually maybe improve the team, I think they're going to do really well. They still haven't confirmed about Tu Yuya. We don't know if he's going to be signed or like re-signed or just left to go to Genji Esports. We don't really know about that. But yeah, it's kind of really it for Sabiobi and Nama for Seoul Dynasty. It's a great change. I love it. So yeah, Seoul Dynasty for you. Next up, it is two coaches which we knew because of Halo of Thoughts. It is Damon and Neko joining the Guangzhou Charge as the assistant coaches. Now Damon, he was obviously from LL Mystic. I think he's actually a pretty good coach compared to being as a player, because he was obviously a player for the Shanghai Dragons in season 1 when they went 0-40. I'm just very interested about Neko because he has not coached at all. I think this is his first team he has coached, if I remember correctly. And him transitioning from a player to a coach straight away into the Overwatch League is very intriguing, very interesting to me. We'll see how he goes as a coach. I think Damon will be a great coach. We just see about Neko. But apparently when they were doing the auditions or the practices of coaching in Guangzhou, they were actually pretty happy on Neko's coaching, which is really good. He was obviously a former player from the O2 Blast team, which is obviously a Korea contenders team. So it's pretty good. I quite like it. I'm just confused by Neko going to assistant coach straight away after being a player. So, but I think it'll be okay. He'll be fine, I think. So I think they also I think that was also the whole Guangzhou Charge, a coaching staff also being announced as well. Next up, Nero going to the Shock. Now this, I will get to Shock later, which they obviously did make another change, which we all weren't expecting, other than a certain sideshow, if you know what I'm talking about. So Nero going to the Shock. I think he's basically going to be the replacement for Rascal. Like when when that broke, I was like, okay, so he's probably going to be. I think they're going to be trying to have Nero to be the next Rascal, just trying to build him up to be the next Rascal, which is weird. But at the same time, Nero's a pretty good player, and he will have like 200 ping like he was with Guangzhou Charge. So I guess I'm kind of happy the Shock is in his, but they also have 5 DPS players. I'll get to that last one later. But I guess the change makes sense. They do have Tayo though. And Tayo didn't even play like at all like at the end of the season. So I guess they're gonna like I trust Krusty's work, but I'm just very confused on what they're gonna do with Nero and how he fits into the roster. I have no. But we just obviously have to wait and see for next season, which I think starts in April. So the Vancouver Titans has obviously announced 3 players, which was obviously also reported by Halo of Thoughts. Linkser, Fried, and Fire have joined the Vancouver Titans. Oh, this is going to be a pretty good roster. But at the same time, it's going to be very, it's first going to be like, because I first looked at it, I was like, okay, well, this is going to be, that's a very, mediocre roster. But if Linkser can somehow carry the team, I think they'll be fine, in my opinion. Because let me have a look at my notes, because I do have all the rosters, like all the rosters in my notes on my phone. So if I go to Vancouver, currently they have all the roles being, well, filled up. However, they do need a minimum of 7 players to be in next season, because also because of a certain COVID, they and it normally used to be 8, but now it's 7 to cut like costs as well. Yeah, we have no idea who's going to be in for Vancouver. Like I guess like they maybe get they should maybe get like another main tank. I'm gonna guess just in case if Shredlock kind of shits the bed. Yeah, we just have to see what Vancouver wants to do with this roster, which just currently looks very very weird and very it screams to me inconsistent. But also we'll get to the roster changes. Oh, sorry, the full power rankings later. Well, I guess around January or February. I'll probably record them early January. If there's more changes, I have to record them. So, yeah. So that's it for Vancouver Titans currently in this very, very, very weird roster. And here's the other change. Glister to the Shock. What the fuck? So now they currently have 5 DPS players. Striker, Arns, Tayo, Nero, and Glister. What are they trying to do here? Because obviously they have Tayo and Nero, who are going to be the projectile players. And then they have Striker, Arns, and Glister. I looked, so when it was announced, I looked at all the signature heroes for each player. They are almost exactly the same. The only one change that Glister can play the Doomfist, that's it. Glister can play the Doomfist. Everyone all they can play the Tracer. I think Arns and Glister can play the Widowmaker. I think only Striker and Arns can play Hanzo. I don't understand it, to be honest. Apparently Glister's also like I think they're trying to make Glister into like a flex DPS player where he plays both projectile and hit scan. Because apparently he actually has a pretty good projectile gameplay as well, so which I have to see, but I'm just very confused about the whole DPS lineup for Shock. Because obviously, the season, what was it, like in season 1 or something? I think if I do, well, I know, so I think in season 2, Sinatra was, so Baby Bay left to go to Atlanta, and then, Sinatra went to play Valorant. What's gonna happen this time? We don't know, obviously, so we'd have to wait on how how the Shock wants to do this and wants to play around this, so yeah, we'll see. Next up is a change that I'm really happy that they did. The Shanghai Dragons have re-signed DM. I love this so much. He's actually a promising hit scan player, so now with DM in the lineup, they now have basically 3 hit scan players, but 4 if you count Ursa. Flutter and Ursa can both play projectile. Lip and DM can play the hit scan. I think Shanghai's going to do really well this season. But yeah, I'm just happy that they did this. I'm just happy that they decided to actually re-sign DM. I'm kind of sad that they didn't really that they also didn't re-sign Ding, but at the same time, Ding didn't play a whole lot last season. Even though in season 2 he was a vital part on them winning stage 3. So yeah, that's Shanghai Dragons for DM. I'm just happy that they decided to re-sign him. Next up is a change that I have no idea about. I'm just confused by looking at this change. It is Stand 1 joining the Boston Uprising. Why? Like why? I don't. I get like probably Sand was definitely better than Fusions. I'll be honest, but he's still fucking inconsistent as shit. He didn't really play that well with Shanghai Drag in Shanghai. I think, just like I said, I think he is definitely better than Fusions, but they're just gonna have the same lackluster performance that he had in Shanghai, which obviously caused him to be on the bench and being replaced by Fearless. So I don't really know what they're trying to do here. I have no clue what they're trying to do in Boston by maybe signing a very mediocre main tank of Stand 1 to the team. I mean, I'll be honest, like most of these players are mediocre, except for like I'm gonna say, like I don't think Punk, Young Bong, or I'm 37 are are just mediocre. The rest are definitely mediocre. But oh god, what a weird roster Boston's currently building. So yeah, I guess that's Boston Uprising for you. The Sand one, I still don't understand that change. Next up, KSF leaving the Los Angeles Valiant. This is pretty sad. He's a very I think he's anything like a top 10 top no definitely not top 5 like a top 10 like Western hit scan players because he is a hit scan player. Sad to see him go. But he didn't really play that much though, like this season. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think he played that much as well. Yeah. So I'm sad that he left, but it kind of makes sense just to just bring out some space. Now with Valiant, they're only having a total of sorry, 6 players actually. Yeah, 6 players. They need obviously one more player to basically have the minimum of 7 players. I think they already have signed. I just don't know though. I don't know where KSF's gonna go. Maybe to Vancouver, maybe to London Spitfire. I don't really know because obviously London wants to do a full NA EU roster. We don't really know what they want to do there, but basically a full Western roster. So maybe KSF goes to London. I don't know though, but it's sad to see him go, but it kind of makes sense. So that is KSF for you, leaving the Los Angeles Valiant. Next up, it is a player coach. It is Quatermain leaving the Shanghai Dragons. Now, Quatermain was obviously the main support player for London Spitfire in Season 2. And then when he left, he transitioned into a coach, coaching for the Shanghai Dragons. I don't know if I don't know if it was a vital part on Shanghai being really successful. Maybe he was. I have no clue because I don't really know the behind the scenes of Shanghai. But Quatermain is not that bad of a coach, I don't think. Well, I think it's not that bad. So maybe he can find a different home. It just really depends on what role he's using as a coach. I don't think he's gonna be a head coach. I don't think maybe an assistant coach. I don't think Quatermain can really lead a team. I don't like Krusty, Moon, who else? Like Changgong. Sorry, no, wait, not Changgong. Like KDG. There we go. Like, yeah, KDG. Like 9K packing 10. Just don't know. We just have no clues. So we have to wait and see where he goes. But that is Quatermain for you for the leaving the Shanghai Dragons. Now the next 2 changes were actually announced when I woke up, which was around like 12 in Australian time. So yeah. So it is Piggy. Great. It is Piggy joining. So it's Piggy and Jangu joining the Kisnells from Talent Esports. Now, Talent Esports is a very promising contenders career team. They were obviously formerly from the Pacific team, but then they transitioned to Korea. I think it's because Pacific went belly up or something. So Piggy is going to be the new off tank. So maybe Meko either may be benched or may leave.
And then they have Junggu, who is now going to be the new main tank for the Houston Outlaws. I think Hydration has now transitioned back to a DPS player, according to Crimson stream, which basically gave us a lot of tea on that. So I think these two can be very, very promising tank line partners, and also with the synergy that they both have, formerly from Talon Esports, I think he'll do. I think both of them will do really, really well this season. So maybe Houston can actually be a good team for once, but we just have to wait and see what they want to do here. Maybe they do just want to just fuck it all up. But currently, now with the new tank line of Piggy and Jangu, I think it's gonna be really, really good. Um, Can't really it really for the Houston Outlaws. And the final change that has happened this week, it is Skewered joining the LA Gladiators from Oz Gaming. Now, Oz Gaming, just like Talon Esports, is a Contenders Korea team. I haven't seen any gameplay from Skewered. From Skewered or Skewered, I don't know. I'm just very confused on why they signed him, because she was already like like a beast of a player, so what's the point of even signing him? Because you know what happened to Wu Ye? What happened to him? He didn't get any playtime because she was just that good. Who's Rise? I think it was. Yeah, Rise. Or Rise. Okay, they haven't like anyone who basically is the backup for Shu in the flex support position won't get any playtime. Any playtime at all, unless something like other than like certain circumstances happens. But this is not gonna happen. Scooter's not gonna get any playtime, which basically means that his talent will just be wasted on the bench, thanks to the Glads. So I don't really understand this change, but I guess he's good. I don't know. I haven't seen any gameplay of him. Obviously, when I do the whole power rankings thing, I will obviously look at individuals' gameplay, unless they're in the Overwatch League. But I'll probably like for Overwatch League players, I'll watch around two clips or like 2 videos. If it's like contenders, I'll watch around 4 or 5 just to get some analysis on them. So that's it for the changes. Let's have a look if they haven't made any changes when I'm recording this. No, we haven't. Just also get a couple updates. Also, another Overwatch League players, Chara has retired. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's just it. Chara just it is. Yeah, Chara just retiring from Oh, all right. We got some news straight away. Meko and Boink leaving the team. What great timing. So yeah, that basically confirms it. Meko and Boink have now left the Houston Outlaws. That basically confirms that they do want to go to a different direction. What great timing, holy shit. So, is Meko going to be in the Overwatch League team? Probably, most likely. I think there were rumors about him going to maybe go to Philly to reunite with Mono. Yeah, so there was a rumor about, well, I don't know, speculation about Meko going to Philadelphia. To reunite with Mono. Which kind of makes sense, but at the same time. There's also a great player named Poco in the team, so I do not think that is going to happen. In my opinion, I do not think that's going to happen. But maybe Mecha goes to Philly, I don't know. Boink! I don't think he's going to be in any Overwatch League team. I think he is washed up. I'm actually kind of glad that they got rid of Boink. He didn't even contribute or anything. He didn't even play at all last season. What's the point of even having him in the bench? Jesus Christ, he's already washed up himself, so yeah, just leave him. Make him leave. Yeah, but that's Houston Outlaws for you. Again, as Boyka and Mecha both leave the team when I'm still recording, so that's fantastic. So next we're going to be talking about Halo of Thoughts reports. So now we are waiting for 4 more stuff. We're waiting for GB to be signed to the Houston Outlaws, and New York Social, Yakpong, Guangbong, and Ivy to be signed to that team as well.
New York hasn't really announced anything, so that's very fun. I'm gonna look on Twitter as well. Hang on. So looking over on both Twitter and Reddit, we currently still haven't got an announcement about both Mecco and Boink leaving. So after that, very craziness about Boink and Mecco leaving the Houston Outlaws, we are now going to be talking about the Esports Shanghai Masters event. So obviously we have Shanghai Giants, Guangzhou Charge, Hangzhou Spark, and Chengdu Hunters, which I think they have announced their roster, or yeah, the whole rosters. So they are going to be safe. So the semi-finals are going to be first having it with the Chengdu Hunters versus the Hangzhou Spark, and then the Guangzhou Charge versus the Shanghai Dragons. I think that was legit. No, it wasn't. Okay, so they just swapped them around, I guess. And there will be a show match. Two teams of Korea talent, of contenders talent, led by Dia, who's also the DPS for Team CC, and 800, who is I think it's a main tank for Flag Gaming. Let me have a look. I don't know, maybe an off scale. I don't know. He plays Wrecking Ball only. I have no idea. So I think that's probably it for me now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Catch you guys all next time. I will obviously give some update on about the Houston and the Houston change of Boink and Mecco. I'll also give an update to that. Until then, goodbye.
In the 7, I'm gonna echo. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up. Spilling the tea, you stirring the cup. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'm in the 7, I'm gonna echo. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up. Spilling the tea, you stirring the cup. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up.